Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining. So today I have the lovely Lisa. Lisa did Invest Like a Queen a couple of years ago, maybe 4, 5 years ago now, 3, 4, 5, anywhere between those years. So what I'd love to do on this session is just find out a little bit about Lisa's journey so she can share that with me and you all. Lisa, do you want to start with a little bit just about yourself, like what you're doing for work at the moment, and a little bit about, yeah, just your lifestyle?
Yeah, cool. Thanks for having me. It's nice to catch up. Actually, I think it has been about 5 years. I'm going to guess that it was about 2020 or 2021 that I did your course. So I am working for myself. So I'm self-employed and I work as a virtual assistant and I support women in their creative businesses with their administration. Bit of a focus on travel and accommodation. So I look after some Airbnb type properties. We've got our own property that we host as well in Melbourne, and we just bought it actually when I studied with you. So it was kind of a good time. It felt like a moment to kind of pause and look at everything financial. So it was really well timed. Um, yeah, lifestyle wise, life looks a little different now. I've got a 1 year old, so things have been a bit slower in the like last year, I guess. But yeah, I usually just enjoy all the things that Melbourne has to offer. So yeah.
Love it. And Lisa, when before you started Invest Like a Queen, how are you feeling about your finances and where were you at in your investment journey?
Yeah, so I hadn't really looked into any kind of investing. It was sort of simmering away. I'd had a few friends mention that they were looking into it and thinking to dip their toe in. And um, we bought a property as an investment and were living in it at the time, which was quite kind of a lifesaver actually during the pandemic years. And yeah, it worked out so well because we saved a lot on the rent we would have been paying in a bigger place. So yeah, 1 bedroom apartment living was a challenge, but it was worth it in the long run. Um, I hadn't really done a bit of a revamp of my finances. So I'd read like The Barefoot Investor years ago and kind of set up all the different accounts and was just set and forget with that kind of thing. But I just felt like I needed to get myself set up. I was 32 maybe by then. So I was sort of just starting to think ahead of, yeah, I need to get myself a bit more organized and set up for the future. So yeah, that's what kicked it off.
And when you were starting, or what were some of the, I guess, concerns or roadblocks for you before you actually started investing? Like, what were some of the fears or the unknowns that were kind of holding you back from making moves earlier?
I would say lack of knowledge would have been the first one. I just didn't really understand the investing world. There was definitely some preconceptions that you needed to have a lot of money to get started, that it was risky, that there was an abundance of options of how you could invest or where you could invest, which I guess is still true. But I just felt that I needed some direction in what was the right path for me and I guess long-term plans. I wasn't looking to make like a very quick return or anything like that. It was, yeah, planning for the future.
Love that. And now, maybe what were a couple of takeaways when you did the program that were like, oh, really? Or anything that surprised you?
I think there was a couple of things. One was not needing a huge sum of money to get started was the first thing. Just when you talked about compound interest and you talked about, I think your example was to be in your 20s and put away $100 a week, and you could end up with $1 million by the time you retire. And that I just found that so insightful about, how much do we need to retire comfortably? And now seeing my parents go through that journey and it kind of is becoming a little bit more real about how that looks. So that was a really big learning for me. Also, I remember you gave the example about people you know who kind of invest and then they take their money out to like pay for a flight or go on a holiday or they've got some expenses. And that really resonated with me as well. It just kind of has stuck with me to just not touch it, let it do its thing and yeah, keep adding and don't take out. So I've had your voice in my head at times, reminding
That's
me of
so
these.
good. I'm like writing this down because as I'm refilming the program, I'm like, oh yeah, they're really good points.
Yeah.
So thanks for teaching me, Lisa. Thanks for reminding.
Just take you
Um,
back then.
yes, and now that you've gone through the program, like tell me a little bit about how you're feeling about your finances and how much time you spend on it each week now and where you're at with it.
So once I set everything up and I just followed your tips. So I set up a raise account, I set up the weekly deposits, and I really just left it to do its thing for a good couple of years. I did make a change. So I had my daughter a year ago, so my work situation changed, and of course, finances changed. So I did reduce the amount that I was depositing every week, which I'm bummed about. It's kind of this is a good reminder to just reassess and see whether we can get that up again. Um, but I feel it was really great in that time where I wasn't working and I still knew that I was saving. So whilst I wasn't like putting away any other kind of savings every month or payday or whatever, I knew that I was at least doing this and my partner's doing the same. And then we set up an account for my daughter as well. So it kind of, I think it's refreshing for us to know that even though we're in quite an expensive stage of life, there is something simmering away, just doing its thing for the future.
Gosh, I love that. Yeah, the like confidence of just knowing that you've got something going into the future and if you get a chance to go back and refresh in the with the program because then you can go through and really look at your numbers again and to see how much you need to be putting away. And it's
Mm.
totally, that's what I say as well. It's totally fine if you can't actually put the amount you need away right now, but just do what you can and then just have that number in mind. Okay, this is where I want to get to of putting this much in per week or per fortnight. And just a note for those who are watching this, like raise might not be the right option for you. So I don't
Good
talk
point.
about like um, particular investments, but I teach you how to do it and how to find the right one for you as well, because it really depends on, your situation and trading costs and how much you've got and all of those things. But yeah, it's so good, Lisa. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. And for anybody who's like, oh, I don't know if I should, like about investing, or like, I don't know if I've got enough, or I'm concerned about don't have the time, or it's too risky, like all those things you had in mind before, what would you say to any other women out there who are kind of at the stage where you were at when you were, yeah, 30 back in when you were 32?
It's a good question. I think, I mean, if they're here and they're watching this, then they've already sort of tackled the first step of just learning about it to understand the investing world a little bit more. And I certainly wouldn't say I have a huge understanding of it. I think I learned what I learned from you, and that just gave me the confidence to get started. And I think I kind of, I don't even know if I see it as investing now. I almost just see it as like that's how I'm doing my savings. And then I jump on every now and then and I see how much extra I've made in compound interest. And I'm like, cool, that's great. That served its purpose. So I just don't think it needs to be as scary as we perhaps think. And yeah, I think it's really empowering to yeah, make a shift and maybe just do something a little bit different with your finances and yeah, just see where it might go. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing with me. I know this is not something you usually do, so really appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully there are some women watching this who are inspired by you to actually, yeah, start looking at their finances and reorganizing things so they can set themselves up for the future. So thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Oh, and yeah, see you next time.
Thanks, Freya.